I'm here with Sue Allen, who specialises in an area of psychic work called spirit release. So can you tell us what spirit release actually is?
Spirit release is about releasing spirits of earthbound souls from houses, places and people. So sometimes you can get a spirit that gets a bit lost, doesn't know what to do, where to go, and we emit a light, we emit energy from us, and sometimes they will be attracted to that light or that energy. Sometimes they might be attracted to things like, if I was a very angry person, an angry spirit would resonate with that energy and then attach to me, for example. If they wanted alcohol or the use of drugs, then they would go for a drug user or somebody who uses alcohol. So spirits will be attached to certain people for certain reasons. Generally, although there are some people where you find spirits attached to them and there's no rhyme or reason. They've just been in the wrong place at the wrong time. They've picked it up from a certain venue or something like that.
How do we encourage people not to be scared of this, but to actually be able to face it and deal with it?
Basically, I encourage people to think about, okay, we're all human. When we die, sometimes some of us get stuck here. We don't go where we're supposed to go into in the spirit world. We don't go to be with our loved ones. And sometimes that might be a trauma, like a car accident. And you're so busy thinking about, I've wrecked the car, that you don't actually go where you're supposed to go, and you end up staying either with the car or on the roadside, or you go with the paramedic when the paramedic comes to get you, and you go, okay, I'll go with the paramedic, he'll look after me. And then you end up perhaps walking around the hospital thinking, why am I here? And why is nobody listening to me? Why can't anybody apparently see me? So there's a lot of confusion, etc. So often when I explain it to people, it's like, well, they're just like you, but they haven't been able to move on. So when we deal with spirits that are attached to people or places, we deal with them with compassion, in a loving way, in a gentle way. We certainly don't see them as frightening or malevolent in most cases, and therefore we move them on gently.
How does a spirit get attached to somebody? Is it because their defences are down, such as if they're ill? Or is it just something that can happen to anyone at any time?
It can happen to most people. It doesn't happen to everybody. Some people are very naturally quite grounded and protected, and that will generally make sure that they don't pick anything up. But yes, you're right. If somebody's ill or they're very stressed, they haven't slept for a while, etc., then they might pick something up. If somebody's in hospital a lot, then they might pick something up, because obviously there's more spirits wandering out of hospitals than most other places. If they're on certain medication that strips their energy field, like chemotherapy, for example, it can strip your energy field and therefore it weakens your protection or your resistance. It can be any reason, somebody's depressed or anxious or stressed or unwell, as you said. And as I said, sometimes you're just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Sometimes the spirit will go, you're a healer, I know that you can help me, I'm going to come with you. And then that person will then go and see somebody else to say, okay, I think I've got somebody with me, can you release them? And often their reason, so somebody like me will go, well, I knew they'd be able to help me, so I went with them. So generally they're not malevolent, they're not out to hurt or harm or any way. Obviously there are some that do that, but generally they're just in the wrong place and they're confused and they don't understand.
Now if anyone watching is thinking, oh my goodness me, how on earth do I know if I've got a spirit with me? What's the sign?
There's various signs. Sometimes you will get thoughts in your head that you know aren't yours. Sometimes you will feel as if you've got somebody behind you and you feel as if you're being watched. Sometimes you will just feel totally exhausted all of the time. You get very tired, exhausted, you get physical symptoms, and you will start doing things like certain behaviours that you think, why did I do that? There was nothing in my rationale being that would make me do that or respond in that way. Sometimes people crave foods that they think, I don't like that, why am I wanting to eat that? So there's lots of different signs. I mean, some people will come up to me and they say, have I got something attached? And all I have to do is touch them because I can feel it. I was teaching spirit release for many, many years, and I had lots of students who were asking brilliant questions, and I thought, okay, what we need is a book that outlines real answers, practical techniques, practical examples of what you can come across. And the whole ethos of the book, the whole intention of my work, my teaching, the book, etc., is to take the fear out of this, to take the myth out of it, to bring it to reality in a very grounded way. So I wanted to give people ideas of what spirit release might be, to tell them the signs and symptoms of a spirit attachment, etc., what to do, what not to do, why it might have happened, how to deal with it, and then also how to manage your energy generally. So I deal with things like cord cutting, psychic attack, on the different extremes, because obviously there's a real extreme end of psychic attack, and then there's the completely non-intentional, somebody else affects your energy without even intending to harm you. And then I do a section on how to open up, how to close down, how to cleanse yourself, how to ground yourself, how to protect yourself. I also got a chapter on working with guides and angels, how to do that safely. So it's very much about giving people information, because information's power, as we know. Information, knowledge is good. So therefore my thing has always been to take that fear out of it, because a lot of people end up, especially healers, end up dealing with spirit attachment, and there's no point if you're frightened, because you won't be able to help the person or the attached spirit if you're dealing with your own fear.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.